the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Good Sunday evening, everybody. Welcome to the Dirt Racing Network and our live coverage of the MARS Super Late Model Pavement Series tonight at Five Flag Speedway. Most everybody used to Sunday night's Midwest Dirt Racing Series. Move to the pavement for this season. Little trial season, 5 weeks. This round number 4 here. Weren't here for last week's 1 miler at Milwaukee. That was a fantastic race. These guys went through races all along. That was a very, very intense race at the end. We're watching last week's winner, so Reese held off some guys on fresher tires, running around the outside, and was able to pick up his first win in the series. We're going to the 5 flags and see if he can repeat that right on the 8th quick on the board. informed over the last couple of weeks that the engines are super loud and I am not. So we're going to try to make some adjustments to some of that and see what we can do. So if the engines get too quiet, guys, be sure to let me know. But we're going to try to crank down some of the on-track sounds just a little bit. 16 drivers have checked in tonight, and that's about the average for this series, and that is a perfect car count for these guys. They have really put on some great shows. Here's a little Bill Dart from Bill Dart fans out there, 7 car. Under the lights this evening. Last week we were in the daylight at Milwaukee. Drivers will have drivers meeting here in about a minute and 35 seconds, give or take a couple seconds. In the last 5 minutes of that practice session, they'll be called off the track. Andrew Leach, terrible luck last week. He was yarding the field, absolutely yarding. It was over 5 seconds and disconnected from the server. Internet connections for the 98 car, and he did not even finish the race. He was just absolutely yarding those guys. And then for those of you Marvin Turnmeyer fans, used to seeing him in green car with gold numbers, white trim. This car, white with multicolored trim over the black. As Marvin decides he's going to show us the whole car. White numbers on it this week, but still the number 16. He's got his whole team in here with him. I saw Werdeman was 7th, and I don't know where did we get to? Moved up to 3rd right there. So everybody in here 17 seconds and faster right now. So good close field, quarter second between 1st and 16th. There's a guy that led the vast majority of the race last week, a 21 car, Garrett Boyd. Stopped late, decided that tires might be the trick, and tires did not work out. He restarted, I believe, about 6th, and he made it to about 3rd or 4th, but he could not capitalize on the fresh tires. All the guys in front of him, 2, except for Brees, and Brees took none. So you should see a good one. These guys all becoming veterans now and being able to move up and down track sizes and put on good shows. It's been fun to watch anyway. Everybody handling it pretty well. See some heat races tonight. Everybody's transferring through to our feature. 30 big laps for that. Make sure you say hi in the chat. I don't care where you're at. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Let us know you're out there watching. Got a favorite driver, make sure you shout them out. You never know, they may be paying attention as well, because these guys do watch in between their on-track times. Drivers meeting not going on right, or maybe the drivers meeting is going on and the guys are still on the track. I'm not sure how they're handling that. I know they have been clearing the track for the drivers meeting. There's Tony Itzkowski and the 10 machine. John Brunner's here, Andrew Humphrey, Terry Dahl, Darren Page, Dean Gagliano. Gagliano 4th quick right now. I haven't seen 34 car on track in a minute. These guys should get qualifying here pretty quick. As Garrett Boyd taking a look at the road course here. Should get some pretty exciting racing. This should be pretty close. Everybody should have run pretty tight. Looks like a couple of grooves have got rubber down on them, so these guys should be able to run side by side. It looks like maybe now drivers being called off the track for that last minute. I saw a couple of cars really check up and slow up. Turnmeyer was one of them. They may just be holding this meeting while these guys are cutting a few laps here. Winding us down to qualifying. Don't forget about Wednesday night. Aces Up. Big Trek 410 Wing Sprint Car Series. 9:30 Eastern. Round 3 for those guys. We should have the points updated. Should be able to give you those Wednesday night. And then round 2 of the Elite Performance Industries wingless sprint cars. They're 410 wingless sprint cars. Last week's race, pretty good one from Kokomo. Nobody's sure what Garrett Boyd's out there doing. He's going on and off the track. Just watching his. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. I thought he was taking a look at the road course, but that is apparently not true. Practice session winding down. Get ready for qualifying here. Should be another great show tonight. Anybody in here capable of picking up a win this evening? We'll start getting ready for the qualifying session. This is Dean Burnt. We'll roll the 17 car out. A lot of drivers already on the racing service, but we'll watch Dean Burnt get started here in the 17 and move around. Marvin Turnmeyer's already on track. Turnmeyer just rolling out, so let's go back and watch Burnt. Then we'll come around and watch Turnmeyer's first lap here. Burnt a little wide, getting into one with a good exit. Same line down 3 and 4, waiting for the car to cut. He'll get off. Turn number 4, he'll get to the stripe first. And Dean Burnt, 17-18. Now we're going to watch Marvin Turnmeyer. Garrett Boyd, 1688, so a good lap for Boyd. We'll see what Turnmeyer can do. 1684, barely edging out Boyd. Watch the second lap here. Andrew Perry now, 1684, and we're going to go watch him. We're going to see if Turnmeyer's second lap is quicker, and he is at 1679. Andrew Perry, Werdeman now, 1688. I get 1683, excuse me, 1683. This Turnmeyer's time has not updated. Don't know why. Here comes Dean Gagliano. He'll try to make his second. That was his second lap, excuse me. His second lap, 1685. Kowski on track. There's Darren Page, and Darren Page finished the 51 car, 9th quickest. And Peter Brees still on the racing surface, has one lap in, 1692, his second lap. A 1692. So no improvement for Brees. He's just getting an extra lap or two. It's the only car left still riding around. Everybody else off. Reed Rundle, 1676, goes to the top of the charts. That happened just a moment ago, and I did not see it. Reed Rundle, quick qualifier for the evening. As we watch Peter Brees wrap things up, everybody has taken time. Rundle, Turnmeyer, Werdeman, Gagliano, and Perry, the top five. So the 131 guys all at the top. So we get ready for heat races. Let's show you the starting lineup. It's going to look like this. It'll be the 53 of Terry Dahl on the pole for heat number 1. And you'll have Andrew Perry on his outside in the 33. Perry's teammate Jeff Werdeman, the 81 car, inside row number 2, and he'll start next to the 43, which is your quick qualifier of the evening. That's Reed Rundle. Darren Page, the 51 machine, is going to start inside the 3rd row, and he'll have Andrew Humphrey in the 31 on his outside. And then he'll take the 46 of John Brunner, stick him inside row number 4 next to Dean Burnt in that 17. So pace car should duck off here down turn number 4. We'll get ready to go green. First of 2 heat races. And the pace car will go around one more time. So maybe just a little bit of engine heat or a little tire scrub going on. Get these guys ready for heat number 1. Dahl, Andrew Perry getting us started this evening. Everyone will make it through to the feature. They're simply racing for their final starting spot in the next 3 laps. Pace car.
Green flag, green
Ducks
flag.
out, and the green flag comes out way back in turn number 4. Dahl will be the first into 1 and 2. He's down on the inside, working alongside his teammate Perry. 33 and the 81 side by side. Lap 1 in the books, and it goes to Terry Dahl. Perry 2nd, Werdeman 3rd, Rundle is 4th, the outside line, trying to form up and get going here. Saw in practice these guys were able to make the outside line work. Fresh tires, similar fuel loads. I don't know if it's still going to work or not, as Werdeman now forces himself grab second to be able to move up and run a wide line on exit now. Here comes the 51 of Page. Page works to the inside of Perry, and Perry just stuck on the outside. He's liable to be freight trained all the way to the back because Rundle's already found his way to the bottom. Perry, the only car up top now. As Page is going to work past him. Rundle's going to be side by side halfway in the heat race. For Humphrey, and Humphrey's going to try to bring the 31 alongside the 33. The only opening is right behind the 31. If Perry can hang on for a couple more laps, he might be able to grab a spot. That time, a big mistake from Humphrey. It's going to open up the door. Perry may be able to slide in there this time. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. Dahl going to hang on to it at the front with 2 to go. Now gets moved up out of the groove. Werdeman works to the inside. This could start something. Werdeman now going to surge to the front. Out of 4 to come into the white flag. Page right behind. Rundle's moved to the top side. Top 4. Looks like a rush hour traffic now. Werdeman brings him in to 3 and 4 for the final time, and he'll win heat 1. Page is second, Dahl third, Rundle. Humphrey got around Perry. Perry sixth, then Brunner and Burnt wrapping things up. Good heat race. A lot of action in that one. Get ready to look at the grid for heat number 2. They'll line up like this. It's going to be the 74. Peter Brees, last week's winner, on pole, and he'll have Garrett Boyd, the 21 car, on his outside. 34, Dean Gagliano, inside row number 2, next to Marvin Turnmeyer. Turnmeyer's in the 16. Your third row on the inside, that's the 8 of Jacob Schmutz, and he'll have Andrew Leach in the 98 on his outside, and then we'll see Bill Dart in the 7, inside row number 4, next to Tony Itzkowski in the 10. Hello, James. So all 8 cars have rolled onto the grid. Just waiting for the pace car to roll them off and get us started. A couple of pace laps. Take them around one more time. Boyd taking advantage of the extra lap, trying to get a little heat in the tires there. See if last week's winner Peter Reese can pick up where he left off. Pace car in. Green flag in the air. A little wide for Boyd out of 2. It's going to open things up and give Reese the lead. Now Boyd goes on the attack, closes in 3 and 4, got wide on the exit, had to really chase the car to keep it out of the fence. He cut show, tried to stick the nose down on the inside, didn't work that time. So Brees in command. Turnmeyer's moved into 3rd, Gagliano's holding on to 4th, Schwartz is up to 5th. Leach Meyer back in 6th, then Dart and Itzkowski back 7th and 8th. Everybody close right here. Nobody too awful far away. If anybody makes a mistake like you saw right there, Brees got a little sideways out of 4 on the inside. Boyd looks to the outside. Now he's going to have to get back in line and try to go on the attack again. Keeps that door open, and Marvin Turnmeyer is going to stick the nose of the 16 over there. He's going to ruin any chance Boyd has of going after this lead. Boyd knows that. You can see it in the mirror. Turnmeyer's just looking for the mistake again. So he can crank the pressure up and get up there. He'd like to steal the win from Brees. Might have to start very deep in this field and see if they're going to run through. Pick up the win. Second decision they can do it. Everybody in the single file line, top 4 tight, close, coming to 2 to go. This time Turnmeyer goes long into 3 and 4 on the bottom. Exit has to give the spot back. Now Boyd puts the nose down the inside in 1 and 2 on Brees. Can he steal it in the last lap and a half? White flag coming out, little tight on exit for the 21. He checks it up a little bit. Side by side, and Turnmeyer's going to help give him a little shove right there. So before this time, can Boyd get the drive on the exit, moves Brees up the hill. Brees by a nose at the line. Boyd, Turnmeyer, Gagliano, Leach, Schmutz, Dart, and Hitchkowski in that order. But a great finish, a great race. Right there. 1/100th of a second. And I think if the car doesn't get a little tight for Boyd, he may have stolen that one. But Peter Brees showing the outside is tough. And the driver in the 74 car likes the outside. So he was able to hang on. Welcome all the viewers over on YouTube. So a little chatter going on there. Thank you guys. A little bit of a warm up here. Let's get the driver of 74 real fast. Peter Brees. Roger Wagner, you got a copy. Got your mic muted, buddy. Yeah, Peter's out there running some laps. Let's see if we can let Peter run his laps. Let's grab Marvin Turnmeyer. Marvin Turnmeyer, you got a copy. Marvin, you got a copy.
Go for it, brother.
Well, close one in the heat race, man. You were right behind all the action. How's the track looking? What do you think is going to happen here in this feature?
Track's good. Car's a little tight, a little hard to get it to rotate. I just couldn't get the momentum there in the 8 laps there. I think we'll be good for the feature. Just going to have to keep the right front on it and pick the right holes. That's the main thing here. Outside's not bad, so I think it's going to be pretty hard to pass tonight. But that's why they pay us the big bucks, right?
Well, I guess so. Somebody's got to make big bucks. I know the announcers don't. But anything you can do to help the car, you said it was a little tight, and we saw that in that heat race right in front of you there. The guys kept getting tight on the exit. Anything you can do from in the car to help yourself so you can find a little bit of extra something on the exits without the nose getting away from you?
Yeah, I mean, you back your entry up a little bit, trail brake a little, brake bias. We just have to see what she tells us in the feature here, what she needs, and we'll just make the adjustment on the fly, and hopefully it's enough.
Well, not knowing for sure where we're going to start in the feature until it's really time, because they do the invert. If you're close, it's just going to be a matter of trying to keep tires on the car for 30 laps, right?
Exactly, and I couldn't remember if it was 30 or 35 tonight. So, that's the main thing. I mean, the rest of the tires are good. The right front, but it really took a lot of abuse in practice. So, just got to keep the right front on it, keep it turning, and should be a good show tonight.
Well, I don't know if it's 30 or 35 either, but I'm used to 30, so that's what we say. Well, good luck to you, brother, and I hope we get a chance to talk to you at the end of the night.
All right, have a good one.
Marvin Turnmeyer. And we're going to see who's going to start where here. This may not be accurate, but we're going to go through it nonetheless. Gagliano and Rundle, row 1. Turnmeyer and Dahl in row 2. Boyd and Page in row 3. Brees and Werdeman, row 4. Humphrey and Leach, row 5. And Perry and Schmutz in row 6. Get back the last couple of rows here. Brunner and Dart making up 7. And Burnt and Hitchkowski in the 8th and final row. We'll see. I don't think there's going to be any other inverts. I think that's how it's going to be. Dean Gagliano, that 34 car on the pole for the first time this season. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's his second pole this season. He might have started on pole last week. I have to go back and try to find that. But Turnmeyer, row 2. Boyd, row 3. Werdeman, row 4. All these guys have been fast all year. I mean, your 4th row inside, that's last week's winner. And Perry, somebody who's been very quick all season, each and every week. 33 car mired way at the back. About row 6. So. Guy's going to shake it up just a little bit. Look out, look out, look out. That's bad news for the field right there. If they're going to move the 21 car to the pole, Peter Brees to the outside, no. That would be a major shakeup. I don't know who's supposed to be outside that front row. Maybe Werdeman. That would be a very nice front row. Those guys will probably stay side by side for a while if it is the 81 of Werdeman on the outside. So Boyd, Werdeman, Brees, Rundle. Gagliano back to the third row next to Dahl. Turnmeyer back inside row number 4 next to Leach. Humphreys and Schmutz in row 5. So it looks like that's how we're going to get things started here. Good little shake-up. Nice redraw. Put a couple of very fast drivers at the front row, and a good start for Boyd. He may have this thing cleared by the time we get out of 1 and 2. There, Boyd really jumping out front. Werdeman side by side with Brees. Brees has shown that he can be quick. Likes the pavement stuff. Typically kind of a dirt guy, but really enjoys the pavement stuff. A pavement guy who just enjoys going on and racing with the guys over there. Turnmeyer's in behind that. Rundle's trapped on the outside with Werdeman. And man, I'll tell you what, the 81 and Werdeman really hanging tough here. Door to door, literally, with the 74 Brees, but letting Garrett Boyd stretch this thing way out here. Boyd almost a second and a half ahead of these guys. Now Brees is going to clear Werdeman. That's going to open things up for Gagliano to get to the inside. So the battle's going to be for third and fourth and fifth, sixth right there. And we'll see if Turnmeyer can follow Gagliano through. Gagliano going to try to exit, trying to give room to Werdeman. Now is going to clear him down in turns 1 and 2. And Werdeman really looking for a space to get down, but his teammate's going to keep him up there. Turnmeyer now works to the inside. 1.8 seconds the lead for the 21. Good. Side by side for fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. Here comes Perry. Oh, teammates getting into one another. And I don't know if that was Turnmeyer getting tight or Werdeman. And it looks like Turnmeyer's car just got a little tight. Werdeman really could not keep the left front out of that right rear. And so Turnmeyer once again. Bad luck for the 16. He had it in week 1. He's got it in week 4. And Werdeman's car down, dragging on the suspension on the right front as he takes that car in. Page is already off. Turnmeyer's off. Werdeman headed in. So 7 laps into it. Boyd, Brees, Gagliano, Rundle, Perry, Humphrey, Schmutz, Leach, Dart, Dahl, Burnt, Brunner, and Ichkowski. And 1.8 seconds erased. As we will have a 35-lap feature. Still going to have about 28 to go when we get back to green. So we'll double them up. That'll move Brees to the outside on that front row.
Green flag.
Oh, green flag before we got to the line back there. And Boyd all over the starts. Now Gagliano and Brees side by side, battling for second. Perry working on the inside of Rundle right there. Oh, and Gagliano across the nose. That's going to collect. couple 3 cars here. Oh, that's going to connect a whole bunch of cars. Wow, that was a big one. So let's go back. It's going to start at the front. And that is just going to keep getting cars in here as they come back across. Ichkowski got up under the 7 of Dart right there, and that kind of ended things. So the big one on the front stretch. And the field going to thin out quite a bit now. As Five Flag Speedway in a slightly tight setup, wreaking havoc on the field this evening. That will put Gagliano, Schmutz, Dart, Rundle, Werdeman, Turnmeyer, and Page all in the pits. Dean Burnt's back here. That is 9th place. And there are only 9 cars on the speedway. Looks like maybe Schmutz might, or Gagliano might get the 34 car fixed enough to get back. I don't know. It's looking at Turnmeyer's car, heavily damaged. So is Reed Rundle's. We go back here, and Pert Werdeman's car still on pit road. Don't know if they're going to be able to fix that one. Dart's car doesn't look that bad, but he got hit hard from behind and it lifted it off the ground. He may have had an engine issue when it came back down. Probably knocked the oil pan off of it when it landed. So just about the smallest track I think we've been to yet. We started at the fairgrounds at Nashville, went to USA the next week, went to Milwaukee, and now here, and so I do believe this is the smallest track we've been to, and have had probably the toughest time with this. The driver said the setup was tight, so that may be contributing because all these incidents have been on the exits from the center out. Dean Burnt rolls the 34 car back on track. Not really much damage there, and he didn't have much to lose. Could go in and maybe get some tires or something on that thing. They're going to get ready to restart. Let's talk to one of the drivers involved in that. Reed Rundle, got a copy.
Yeah. What?
All right, man. Tell us driver's seat. What happened there? Because that was the big one at Five Flags.
Yeah, I don't know. Looked like Dean kind of came off a little straighter than what we normally would do. I don't really know. I mean, that's a right rear, left front, or whatever it is, right rear, left front type thing with contact. And I mean, I tried to give room. It's almost the same thing that happened with Jacob and I. So I guess maybe I need to look at what I'm doing a little bit different because it may have been me that caused it.
Well, it's the second time, basically in the same spot, that the same thing has happened. A couple of drivers got the left front against the right rear. And before we took the green for the feature, we talked to Marvin Turnmeyer, and he said the setup was a little tight from the center out. So if the car's a little snug, does you think that may have something to do with the way guys are having to get off the corner?
Yeah, and that could be that the cars are starting to, roll off the corner, and and then the other guy's trying to hold his line coming off, and maybe isn't tight coming off, and it is what it is.
Well, we thought we'd check in on you. 43 car finished for the evening.
Oh yeah, we're done.
All right, well, thanks for chatting with us. We'll look forward to seeing you back on track, close things out in a couple weeks.
Yeah, no problem, Roger. Thanks for everything you guys do. Appreciate it.
Reed Rundle was involved in the big one there. A couple laps ago, we are on the restart, and right now the 21 and 33 starting to get away from the 74 Peter Brees, and I think this is going to come down to a whale of a finish between Boyd and Perry right here. Brees is third, and then Leach in fourth, and Leach has got company as Humphrey. And Humphrey is all over the back of that 98 car, especially on the exit. You can see a little damage on the right front of the 98, and that may be contributing to the woes of the 98 just a little bit, but we'll see how it goes as Humphrey looking to go outside in, tried to go with that little crossover, just couldn't get the power down. He may try a little wider drop line this time to get down there and loses too much space for it, so let's go back towards the front. And these two almost a second ahead now. Third place, Brees. Brees has got about 2 seconds on Leach and Humphrey, and those two battling pretty tight together. Brunner a little ways back. Let's see the 46 car here, and he's got a little damage, a little bent metal here, a little bent metal there, especially the left front. And then that right side, right in front of the right rear tire, looks like it's crushed in a little bit. That's going to click out pretty quick. We are down halfway this time by. It's been all Garrett Boyd out in front. Andrew Perry has worked his way from 11th at the start all the way up to second. Now loses the car, and Perry.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution.
And I'm not sure, maybe that was a left front got hooked down on the apron. Yeah, it looks like he got the left front down the apron just a little too long. Unloaded that right rear just a little bit. I think he was trying to help the car turn. And that's just one of the tactics that drivers can use, but it is not always a great choice. As you can see, right rear's bent up. Left front's going to be bent just a little bit. He's going to be able to continue, but he's going to be way back here at the back. Bill Dart has his car back on track. He's 6 laps down. So it'll be 15 laps to go when we go back to green. Boyd, Brees, Leach, Humphrey, Brunner in the top 5. Then it's Kowski, Bernert, Dahl, Perry, and Dart. Smut's not on track. Gagliano's still on pit road. We're just going through the field to see who's where. Doubled up, ready to go back green.
Green flag. Green flag.
And Boyd with another great start. Gonna get him single file through the top 4 very quickly. Brunner on the inside. It's Kowski for 5th. Now gets clear. Here comes Burnt as Dean Burnt is going to try to work his way into 6th. And he does a little contact there. It's Kowski going to have to hang on to the car. Here comes Perry. Damage will help tighten or loosen the 33 car. We're going to have to watch him for just a minute here. It looks like the car's still very tight when it exits. Go to the front, Boyd. Got a few car lengths in that race. Going to get down to 10 to go here pretty quickly. These two have broken away from Leach and Humphrey, who are still battling each other. Battling each other before the caution. Humphrey just trying to find a spot to get the nose of the third wheel under that 96 car. Or 98 car, excuse me. And just move him off that line. Hasn't been able to get down there without getting on the flat. Get on the flat, you saw what happened to Andrew Perry. And get the car just a little too free. We're able to do it very last second right there. This may be a spot. It just wasn't close enough to stick it right down in the corner. We'll go back to the front as Brees now has creeped in another 1/10 of a second. So we're inside 10 to go. You can see the gap between these two. And 3rd and 4th. Pretty good gap back to Dean Burnt. Burnt's got company with Brunner right there. Not a lot of a change now. It looks like maybe Boyd's starting to find a little bit of momentum and inch away as he's picked up the 10th that he lost a few laps ago. As we come around and have 6 to go when we get back to the start. Burnt or Brees may be sitting back here biding his time because he closes up and then he backs away and then he closes up again. Super tight with the 21 across the center, getting to the exit. Lucky he still has the lead right there. Brees is there now, just trying to figure out where he can make Boyd have an issue or where he can find Boyd having an issue and get the nose in there. Tries to do it out of 2, and he almost had it. 1 or 2 looked like a very weak spot for the 21. Got to get that nose in there, and that entry line being just a little wide on the entry and a little narrow on the exit might be what he needs to force his nose inside and move that 21 car up off the line. 2 to go this time. Line top 2 have really broken away, over 2 seconds. All over Boyd now. So we're coming to the white flag. One more chance, one more time around. And Brees goes wide in 1 and 2. Will he cut down and try to use the short exit? He couldn't get it there, and I think he's going to be in trouble if he don't get down right here. It looks like Garrett Boyd is going to pick up the win tonight at 5 Flags. Brees is second, and Leach is going to have a podium run after a horrific debacle at Milwaukee last week. So gets in the books. Top 3 going to come around to the front stretch for us. We're looking for Andrew Leach. Let's see if we can get a good look back here. Waiting for Mr. Leach. And where'd he go? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Here we go. There he is. Okay, he's back. Let's see if we can get him set up where we can hear him. Andrew Leach, got a copy.
Copy.
All right, man. Disastrous week last week. You recover this week and you bring it home third, man. Tell us about the night here in Pensacola.
Man, I'll take a third place run after tonight. I'll be honest, we didn't have that much speed going into practice and qualifying, but we gathered it together in the feature. We got caught up in a wreck there about halfway through, but so I'm surprised we got up all the way up to third with the damage we got, but hey, I'll take a third place run.
Yeah, it looked like the car was super tight, especially from the center out, both ends of the track, and turn 4 kind of calamity corner there. What did you see in front of you from the other drivers?
Man, by the time I got there, everyone was just kind of wrecking. I kind of just tried to avoid it the best I could. Unfortunately, kind of got some front-end damage out of it. But yeah.
We battled all night with the 31 car. You come home in third. Man, got to be pretty gratifying, especially when you give up a 5-second lead due to an internet connection last week.
Oh, man, yeah, that was a nightmare last week. Man, I was on rails at the mile. That would have been nice to win that one, but yeah, I had an internet outage in my area, so unfortunately, electronics can kind of take the best of you, but yeah, rallied up to third this week, so get some momentum going in. Take an off week this week and head off to Richmond. Hopefully, we'll have a good run there.
All right, man, give us some shout-outs, some thank yous, and we'll let you get out of here and get prepped up for next week in Virginia.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Peter Breeze for taking me along in this series. He's been a good friend of mine. He's a really clean racer. Congrats to him on last week's one at the mile, by the way. I'd like to thank my mom and dad for watching. My aunt and uncle are watching. Scrubbed Up Oil Change Centers, TRD. Thanks a lot.
All right, man, thanks for chatting with us, and can't wait to see how you finish next week over in Richmond.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Andrew Leach finishing third tonight. Good recovery for him in that. Now, he wins it last week at the mile. He comes in here tonight. He runs second. Peter Brees, what's the secret in the 74 car all of a sudden?
Sorry, you're like real quiet. I can barely hear you.
I said, what's the secret in the 74 car all of a sudden? All these good runs coming out of that camp.
It turns out that practicing does help a lot. Hey, I tried to rely apparently on just talent before, and I don't have enough of that, so I actually have to practice.
well, that's how you get to Carnegie Hall too. By the way, a good run here tonight. Five Flags, challenging track, and from what I understand, a fairly challenging setup under the car. Seemed like it was super tight. Just not enough chance for you to get turned underneath the 21 car to get around him.
Yeah, it was a little tight. Part of the problem is like some of the runs he had off the corners with that with the way he was running the lane on the track, and I was getting kind of lower in the track and just making so I was kind of spinning the tire on the low side there coming off the corner. So I was getting a little loose coming off and then pushing if I was on a little higher. So yeah, it was tough. If I had a few more laps, I might have worked him over. But yeah, his awesome run, and me and Garrett always running clean, so it's a lot of fun.
Well, a couple of great finishes heading into a week off and then heading to Richmond. Momentum in the series kind of in your favor right now. Can the 74 car close things out with a win in a couple weeks?
I really hope so. I like Richmond a lot. Ran some other stuff there. I haven't run these cars there yet, so we're going to go back to the drawing board and practice and see what we got.
All right, man. Well, what do you think as we get down closing this season out, if they extend this thing and make it a full season for the summer?
It sounds a lot like we're planning on trying to do that, and I would love to do it personally. These cars have been a blast to drive. Like I said last week, they're real racy side by side. A little bit of tire wear here. Like that's the part of the reason I think I caught Garrett a little more towards the end is because he wore that right front off a bit. And I noticed that in practice that those bake off a little bit. So I mean, you got to save the car a little bit in the beginning, even in these shorter races. But I mean, it is a lot of fun to run these and really competitive and yeah, great racing.
All right, man. Some shout outs, and we'll let you get out of here tonight.
Well, we always got the wife as usual. If I don't mention her, I'll get yelled at. And she lets me come out and play there every week. Wabam Detailing and Cleaning Products, www.getwabam.com. I actually had Garrett Boyd message me earlier this week that I used some of it. He's a lifer for buying the products. Scrub It Up Oil Change, as usual, right across the street from Milwaukee Mile last week. And also got Andrew Leach there, finished third behind me. He was coming up. He's a good friend of mine and a teammate, so shout out to him for having a good run this week. He had no ignition/internet problems this week.
All right, man. Well, thanks for chatting with us. Congrats on a great run. We'll look forward to seeing you next in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks after Mother's Day, closing things out at Richmond.
Sounds good. Thanks again, Roger. Awesome broadcast.
Peter Brees finishing second tonight. Yeah, we got to talk to this guy. A guy that's got a face for radio, but kept his hands and his feet busy tonight. He brings the 21 car home in Victory Lane at Five Flag Speedway. Garrett Boyd, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. Thankfully, finally won here. I normally hate this racetrack.
Yeah, look like everybody behind you having all kinds of problems, but you able to keep it online, keep it facing forward, and hold off Peter Brees at the end. And he was charging pretty hard.
Yeah, it was just the luck of the redraw, really. Just getting the pole really helped a lot, and being able to run your own line. I was able to break away from everybody and stay out of all the mess, and then Peter decided to remind me that I didn't save tires through the first half of the race.
Oh, well, he mentioned that he thought maybe you might have burned that right front off a little bit, but this setup seemed like it was very tight, especially from the center out, and that doesn't usually help with keeping the tires on it. How much trouble were you having getting off of turn 4? Because it looked like you were really close to the wall numerous times.
Yeah, it pushed off real bad on 4. 2's not as bad. It seems like you've got a little bit more room to work with, but 4 was the worst. It almost feels like even when the tires were fresh, it felt like the shocks weren't set up right and the tire was just kind of bouncing.
Well, you pick it up. You pick up the win tonight. Last week, you dominated that race until the very end. Kind of a redemption for you here.
Yeah, it's making up for the dumb pit call. It helps.
Well, it always helps when you win. Like you said, tough little track here. We're going to go to Richmond in 2 weeks. What do you think about that place?
It reminds me of this place, to be honest. So, not my favorite place, but I do enjoy it. It's a momentum track, so it'll be fun to try to get around people.
Well, they're talking about bringing this in as a full-time series for the summer. Give us your thoughts on that before we let you get out of here.
I hope so. I always have fun running with Reed. I know I skipped out on the dirt street stocks just because they're not my thing, but he always puts a pretty good deal on. So I love showing up and running them.
All right, man, your shout-outs, your thank yous, and we'll let you celebrate a great victory tonight.
I just got to thank family, girlfriend, Sean at Grand Garage, and that's about it.
All right, man.
Oh, and Reed, and you guys for putting this deal on.
All right, man. Well, thanks for chatting with us. Congrats on the win. I'll look forward to seeing you back in a couple of weeks at Richmond.
Yep, thank you.
Garrett Boyd picked up the win tonight. Always fun talking to G-Body. So we'll look at our results. Boyd, Brees, and Leach 1, 2, 3. Then Humphreys fourth. Brunner fifth. Good run for John in the 46 car. A lot of top fives in that 46 camp, but gets one here at Five Flags. Dean Burnt sixth. Tony Ichkowski seventh. Andrew Perry was eighth. Terry Dahl ninth. Bill Dart was 10th. Dahl, the last running car on track. 6 laps down after the midway crash that took about half the field with it. Gagliano 11th, Rundle 12th, Werdeman 13th, Turnmeyer 14th, Schmutz 15th, and Darren Page an early exit in 16th. So 4 out of 5 races are done. We will have Mother's Day off next week as we celebrate all the moms and give the racers a chance to do so as well. And then we'll come back, close things up on the 21st. And on the 21st, hopefully, we will find out when the series will be returning. So we can let you know when all the great racing on Sunday evenings will continue. Don't forget about Wednesday night, 9:30 Eastern. Aces Up Big Track 410 Sprint Car Series. And then 8 Eastern on Thursdays for the Elite Performance Industries 410 Wingless Sprint Series. Been 2 really good races the last couple of weeks for both of those series. So we expect to have that continue. Don't forget to tune in, tell your friends. Like, share, follow on Facebook. Subscribe on YouTube and Twitch. Until we see you the next time, everybody. Love each other. Keep the rough side down. Come back and see us as soon as you can.